What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with another DVD and Blu-ray pickups video. Now, I know I kind of missed last month's Blu-ray DVD pickups video, so I do have a ton of stuff to go over with you guys. I've just been kind of busy. I've had some family stuff going on, so haven't had a whole lot of time to do a pickups video, but I do have, and I also was reorganizing my my DVD shelf. Have a lot of different stuff for you guys. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things on Blu-ray, and 10 things on DVD. So 17 things total. I have a lot of stuff to go through. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoy this video. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions or any comments. I tried to respond to them as quickly as possible. And let's get right into this. We'll go the DVDs first. And actually, we'll go with this one first. And move some stuff around so I can put, there we go. Alright, so first thing that we picked up is something that I picked up used. A lot of this stuff I picked up used, but yeah, so first thing I picked up is something that I actually haven't seen. This is a blind buy for me, but it's something that I've been interested in watching, and that is the Battlestar Galactica original 1978 series. This is the complete collection on DVD. It comes in a, let's see, a 6-disc double-sided set, so they're all flipper discs, and this is the complete series. Now, I've seen the reboot of this, but I never watched the original, and I wasn't a huge fan of the reboot, but after watching a couple YouTube videos about the differences between the two, I feel like I'm going to like the original series a lot more. It seems a lot more what I was expecting from the series. I think the reboot is a little overrated in my opinion. Like, it's an alright show, but I do not agree with all the lists out there saying it's the best sci-fi show ever. There's no way that it's the best sci-fi show ever. Stargate is better than that. All the Star Treks that I've seen are better than it. So, but this looks interesting, so I'm excited to check this one out. And I picked this one up for, I think, $18 for the whole set, so pretty good deal. I haven't watched it yet. I watched the first episode. It was pretty cool, actually. So, all right, this next one is another blind buy, and this is an interesting DVD packaging. And I picked up Panic Room, and this is the Super Bit version of this. Now, Panic Room is, I believe this is a David Fincher movie. Jared Leto, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's a David Fincher movie, and this has no Blu-ray release or 4K release, so I know a lot of people are big fans of this movie. I have never seen it, and I just know a lot of people are big fans of it and want it on Blu-ray. The Super Bit version is the highest quality version. For those of you who don't know what Super Bit is, it's an old high definition, it's not really high definition, but it was an old higher fidelity format of DVD where they remove everything except for just audio and picture quality to maximize the amount of efficiency of the bit rate on the disc. And you can definitely tell, especially when it comes to audio, that these Super Bit releases have way better audio. The picture quality can be noticeably better, especially in dark scenes, but I picked up the Super Bit release of this because it's the most common one out there. And it comes in this really thin packaging. But it's cool. It has this artwork on there. So yeah, I picked the Super Bit release of that. I haven't watched this one yet, but I know Jared Leto's in it and Jodie Foster. It's supposed to be really good though, so only downside to this packaging, and it's really hard to slide this back in. Alright, so we got the Super Bit version of that. That's a really cool addition to the collection. I think I paid $5 for that. Alright, the next one I picked up is a movie that I actually really like, but it gets a lot of hate, and I can kind of understand it, but I just rewatched this yesterday, actually, and I'm surprised how well this actually holds up, and that is Green Lantern. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge fan of superhero movies. I grew up watching DC superhero movies, and I'm a big fan of DC. I grew up reading Marvel comics, but watching DC movies like the 1989 Batman is my jam. But I've always been a bigger fan of the DC heroes. Green Lantern's a really cool hero, and this is really the only live-action movie we have of him. And I actually think it's pretty good. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination. Like, it doesn't compare to, like, any of the MCU movies, but it definitely holds its own with the likes of the earlier Marvel films like Daredevil and Fantastic Four, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. It kind of fits in that realm of goodness, and I actually really like this movie. The CG is not nearly as bad as I remember, honestly. I think the CG actually is decent for the time. Not amazing, but decent. And there's a lot of it in there. People always wonder why the CG was so bad in this movie. When you consider the quantity of CG, it makes a lot more sense. Picked this one up for 99 cents though, so yeah. Glad to add that one to my collection. Speaking of Daredevil, I picked up the Daredevil 2-disc widescreen collection. I have seen this as well. Why did I pick up this? Because I know it's on Blu-ray. This is the only way you can really get the theatrical version. There's no Blu-ray of the theatrical version, and I actually prefer the theatrical version. I know a lot of people like the director's cut better. I just think that some of the additional scenes, pretty much all the additional scenes in the director's cut are unnecessary. The story works fine without them, and also some of the alternate takes I don't think hit as well as the theatrical version. That's just my personal opinion, though. They're not really that different. It's only a couple minutes, and it doesn't add anything, really. So people that tell you the director's cut's way better, it's not really. It doesn't really make any difference. But I picked up the theatrical cut because that's the one I like better. And it actually took quite a long time to find this in widescreen. Paid $5 for this one. And that's the only reason I haven't had it yet. I've only ever seen it in full screen a lot of the time. So yeah, I really like the Daredevil movie. I think that also falls into the same category as Green Lantern, where it's like, it's not a terrible movie, but it gets a lot of crap. I think unnecessarily. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one I picked up is one that I actually really enjoy. I used to watch this all the time as a kid, and that is The Mask of Zorro. I used to watch this all the time. We had this on VHS, and I would just watch it nonstop. And when the sequel came out in, I want to say 2005, I think, if I remember correctly, we got that one on DVD, and I watched that a couple times. It's not as good as Mask of Zorro. Legend of Zorro is alright. Mask of Zorro is really the cool one. But I got the Super Bit version of this, and I know this one's also on Blu-ray, and you can get it pretty cheap, actually. But the Super Bit version has a ton of exclusive special features on it, because this is a Super Bit Deluxe. So what this is, so like I said, Super Bit basically took the DVD and just got rid of everything except for the visuals and the audio track, maximizing the quality of both of those. The Deluxe line added a bonus disc, so it was a 2-disc set for the Deluxe line that had a ton of extra special features in addition to the Super Bit quality movie. So it was really a premium format when it came out. And the Super Bit Deluxe edition of Mask of Zorro has way more special features than the Blu-ray. Some of the special features were ported over to the Blu-ray, but not all of them. And this one has every single special feature ever released for this movie. So had to get the Mask of Zorro. And honestly, the Super Bit quality is, I think, more than acceptable in terms of viewing experience. Especially the audio is really good. So I don't mind getting Super Bits. The next one I picked up is one that never had a release beyond DVD. I think a DVD is its only release. It might have a VHS, I don't know. But as far as I know, I think DVD is its only release. And I remember renting this back in the day, and I picked up Kung Pao Enter the Fist. For those of you who haven't watched Kung Pao, this is a parody kung fu movie, and it is really funny. It came out in 2002? Yeah, 2002. And I remember when this came out, I thought it was the funniest thing out there, because it's really hard to explain. Basically, they take a kung fu movie and then they redub it in English and add their own scenes with the main character that weren't originally in the kung fu movie and make a whole new movie out of it. And they also add like a CG fight scene with a cow. And he uses gopher nunchucks. It is really wacky, and it's a really good time. If you're a big fan of kung fu movies, this is definitely one to check out because it's a really great parody. But not only that, it's just a really fun slapstick comedy movie. And if you're a fan of those, this is definitely one to check out. It only came out on DVD, and I'm pretty sure this is out of print. I should also mention I paid $8 for the Super Bit of Zorro. And this was, I think, $10 because this is out of print. So I paid $10 for that one. All right, this next one is a double dip for me, but I'll explain why in a second. I picked up the Super Bit version of Air Force One. Now, I picked up this earlier on DVD because there's no standalone Blu-ray release in North America for this movie. It does exist on Blu-ray, but in order to get the standard Blu-ray, you have to buy the 4K version. I don't have a 4K setup, and I don't ever plan on upgrading to 4K, and I'm not spending $20 on this movie to just get the standard Blu-ray in that 4K set, because it only comes, the standard Blu-ray comes in the 4K set, but there's no standalone Blu-ray release for this. And I picked up the original release of this on DVD, but the North American original release of this on DVD is only in full screen, and I hate full screen, and that's the only time I'll double dip is to get rid of a full screen copy. So, yeah, because I won't double dip even if there's an upgrade from Blu-ray, from DVD to Blu-ray. I tend not to because I'm fine with DVD quality, but I can't stand full screen, so I went for the Super Bit because it's the way you can watch it on widescreen. And I just watched this the other day on the Super Bit version. It's way better than the full screen DVD. No special features because it's Super Bit, but the audio quality is really great, and it's a really great 90s action movie. So if you've not seen this and you're a fan of Harrison Ford, this is a great 90s action movie to check out. I paid $4 for that one. Oh, and I should also mention, all the Super Bits I got were all brand new when I bought them. Like, they were still factory sealed. That is why that's why this looks so great and the Zorro one looks so great. It's because they were brand new. All right, next one I have here is one that I've been trying to complete in terms of a collection, and that is the MCU stuff. So I picked up a bunch of MCU movies because my local used store had a sale going on for them. And this is Captain America Civil War. I've seen them all in theaters, so I already know the story. I've seen every MCU movie in theaters. I just don't own a lot of them because they never really go down in price. They're always like $15 for the DVDs and $20 for the Blu-rays, and then like $30 for the 4Ks. And they really don't fluctuate that often brand new. So I picked this one up though because I didn't own this one, and yeah, there's not a whole lot of special features on this one, I don't think so. But it's, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the Captain America movies, but I need them to complete my MCU collection, which I'm slowly doing. Next one I picked up, same thing. I picked up Thor Dark World. I actually really like the Thor movies. I like all of the Thor movies. He's probably one of my more favorite MCU characters. And a lot of people give Dark World a lot of crap, but I actually really like all of the Thor movies, including the Dark World. I think it's actually really, really fun superhero movie, and yeah, it's a really great time. I should mention I picked up both of these for $5 a piece because all the MCU movies were $5 a piece at my local used store. So pick this one up. Can't beat that price for MCU stuff. Next up, in the same sort of vein, I picked up, we're going to Blu-rays now, picked up Iron Man 3 on Blu-ray. This was also $5. Literally didn't matter what format, it was $5 for MCU stuff. And I literally cleared out the store of MCU movies. So I picked up Iron Man 3, didn't own this one. I like the Iron Man movies, they're okay, he's not my favorite. They're definitely good superhero movies, but I don't really rewatch them a lot. But Iron Man 3, I needed it in my MCU collection. This is a packed full of bonus features though. This is a 3-disc set, so tons of bonus features on this one. And for $5 for a Blu-ray, it's hard to complain when it's just a normal Blu-ray, but for MCU stuff, that's a great deal. All right, so I'll talk about these kind of together. So I picked these ones up in a lot off of eBay, and I picked up, this one's a blind buy, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. I picked up Pete's Dragon, the remake on Blu-ray. I've never seen this version of Pete's Dragon, but this was bundled with another movie on Blu-ray for $8, and it has all the discs and it has the slipcover. I've never seen this version. I'm going to check it out eventually because I've heard it's good. But it came with the original Pete's Dragon on Blu-ray, and these were both together $8. And I was like, Disney Blu-rays, 2 Disney Blu-rays for $8 for both of them, and it comes with the DVD. I couldn't not buy them for that price. And Pete's Dragon is one that's actually kind of hard to find. I've never seen it in person in stores. I knew it existed out there, but I had never seen it in person. And this was my favorite Disney movie growing up as a kid. And I watched the VHS copy of this all the time. So much it was starting to degrade the VHS. And I haven't watched this since it was on VHS. And I think, oh my God, it's probably been close to 20 years. Yeah, pretty close. It's got to be close to 20 years that I've seen this movie. So it's I don't even know how well this holds up. I hope it's still good. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do remember loving this movie, and I couldn't just not get this movie. It's one of my childhood classics, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze. That's why it looks like I'm... excuse me. But yeah, it was one of my childhood favorites, and I needed to get this movie. I did pop it in, I will admit, for like a hot second, just to check out what the animation looked like, because I know it was all rescanned for this release. And animation looks good. It looks good. I just went to the first appearance of Pete under the apple tree, so I didn't really watch more than like 10 seconds of it. But really happy to get both of these for $8. Disney Blu-rays are a steal for that price. And Pete's Dragon, like I said, was a great movie. All right, so the next one I picked up is another one of the MCU movies. Picked up Guardians of the Galaxy. This is one of my favorite MCU movies. I really like this one a lot. It was really unique at the time. I was getting really burnt out when I was going to watch these in theaters, seeing pretty much the same formula of superhero movie coming out of the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy really mixed it up when it came out, and I was really happy when this happened because it made it feel fresh, and it made me want to know what was coming out next. So I'm a big fan of the original Guardians of the Galaxy, and I didn't own either of them on Blu-ray. So for $5, like I said, this was on that same sale for $5. Can't beat that. And yeah. Next one I picked up was Iron Man 2 Blu-ray. I'm not even sure. I might already own this. I wasn't sure when I was in the store. I was debating on picking this up because I wasn't sure if I already picked it up. But I know if I picked this up, I picked it up on DVD because I know I bought Iron Man 1 on DVD, and I'm pretty sure if I did buy Iron Man 2, I'm pretty sure it was on DVD. I haven't actually looked because I have to double stack my movies, one in front of the other. And I know it's behind I know what shelf it's on, I just haven't actually gone to check. But I think I might own this on DVD. But a Blu-ray for $5 of this movie, I can resell the DVD copy if I do own it. I actually really like Iron Man 2. I really like the villain and his like cool whip iron like exosuit thing. That was really cool. That was like one of my favorite scenes in this, and it was just a really interesting movie. I like this probably is my favorite Iron Man movie. I like Iron Man 2. And then we have the last MCU movie I picked up, and that is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I believe this is the second. Yeah, this is the second one because First Avenger is the first one. Not a big fan of this movie. I know a lot of people say this is one of the best MCU movies. I don't agree. Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of Bucky. This whole movie was pretty much a miss for me. One of my least favorite MCU movies, but I did need it in the collection, and for $5, can't beat it on Blu-ray. So decided to get this one as well. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that though. All right, the last one, I saved this one for last. This was higher up in the stack, but I saved this one for last. The cover of this does have nudity, so if you do not like, it's not an adult film, but it does have nudity on the cover, so if you don't want to see nudity, you can click away now. But this does have nudity. And I picked up this is an import as well, the Japanese release of Cashback. So Cashback is an indie movie. It's a really interesting one. I don't remember how I even found this, honestly. I just remember, I can't remember where I found out about this movie, but I remember seeing the synopsis of it first, and it's basically about this guy who breaks up with his girlfriend and then gets insomnia, And from his insomnia, he finds out he has the ability to freeze time. And it's basically just a artsy indie film about that whole concept of freezing time and what one would do with that much free time. And it's really, really weird, really interesting. This movie does have a US release and a UK release. Both of those, though, are only on DVD. The only release of this on Blu-ray, as far as I can tell, is the Japanese version, which is really weird because this is a British film. And yeah, this was the only Blu-ray release, and I liked it enough because it really left a good impression with me. I liked it enough to get the Blu-ray, so yeah, this was just what the Blu-ray looks like. I didn't specifically pick up the Blu-ray for the uncensored cover, but it's just what it looked like. The disc, though, is beautiful. I love the disc. And it is all in Japanese on the back. The menus are in Japanese. However, it has the English audio track, and you can get rid of the subtitles. So that's all I need. It does have, I think all the special features are in English too, but the menus are in Japanese. So I have to kind of figure out where the special features are, but it does play in US players. This is a Region 1 Blu-ray, I believe. Region A, I should say. I believe it says that somewhere in the back. I don't speak Japanese. I'm looking for an A. Yeah, I have no idea. The retail price for this is 2,500 yen, which is definitely less than I paid for this. I paid $36 to have this imported. And yeah, it was brand new, obviously, but 2,500 yen is not, that's, I definitely paid a premium to get this imported, and that was not including shipping. So, but still, really great movie. If you're a fan of indie movies, definitely one to check out. Really happy to have that on Blu-ray as well. But yeah, I know I had a ton of stuff to go through, and I didn't really go in depth on a lot, but I wanted to at least show them all off. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of what I picked up. What did you guys pick up? Do you guys have any recommendations? I love hearing recommendations in the comments. I try to watch all of them, and I usually do. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.